Hello everyone and welcome to the online classes. Students, here is an image. What is that you can see? The answer is quite simple. You can see two persons are talking, interacting, okay? And it is probably a kind of interview that a interviewer and a interviewee are doing, okay? So, in today's topic, we will discuss our chapter 7th, the interview, uh, that has been written by Christopher Sylvester. Okay, in this chapter, the writer has clearly mentioned interviews as a common feature in newspaper. Okay, the masses love to read about film stars and politicians. The questions are in most cases personal and the answers are spicy, bold, and sharp. Academicians, professors, and writers are usually a neglected lot. Their serious discussion don't make an interesting reading. Okay, the majority, as it is rightly said, consists of fools. Okay, they go on cheap stuffs. Okay, so students, before reading this chapter, let me give you the introduction of it. Okay, but before that, let us try to know something more about the chapter and its author. The interview has been taken from the introduction to the Penguin Books Book of Interviews edited by Christopher Sylvester. Okay, Christopher Sylvester was born in 1959. He was a student of history at Peterhouse, Cambridge. He was a reporter for Private Eye, okay, for 10 years and has written features for Vanity Fair. Okay. Following is an excerpt taken from him from his introduction to the Penguin Books of Interviews, an anthology from 1859 to the present day. Okay, clear? This chapter consists of two parts. The first part will make you enable to know what interviews are and what are the different opinions of different set of minds regarding interviews. Okay, clear? The writer discusses in detail the merit or otherwise of interviews and the reactions of the several celebrities. Some love to be questioned and quoted. Others are shy of allowing the reporters to look into their private lives and personal opinions. They are often afraid of being misquoted. Okay, clear? And if we talk about the second part, in the second part, the author interviews Umberto Eco, an eminent novelist, as well as of writer of non-fiction. Okay, clear? The detail of this part will be discussed when we study that in the next part of next video. Okay, clear? Let us begin the detailed explanation of part first. Since its invention a little over 130 years ago, the interviews has become a commonplace of journalism. Today, almost everybody who is literate will have read an interview at some point in their lives, while from the other point of view, several thousand celebrities have been interviewed over the years, some of them repeatedly. Okay, clear? So here the writer wants to clarify that interviewing eminent persons is a common feature of journalism. पत्रकारिता की खास बात है, ओके, कि दे टेक इंटरव्यू of the celebrities, eminent person, distinguished person of the society. Okay, it began this process of taking interview began over 130 years ago. Every year, thousands of celebrities are interviewed, some of them repeatedly. Okay, clear? And so it is hardly surprising that opinions of the interview, of its functions, methods, and merits vary considerably. Some might make quite extravagant claims for it being for it as being in its highest form a source of truth. Students, here there is something that you need to highlight. It is really some in its highest form. Someone has called it a source of truth. Okay, let me give you the explanation. Naturally, the methods and merit of interview differs greatly. इनमें बड़ा फर्क है. मेथड्स और मेरिट, जो उसके गुण हैं, उसके जो मेथड्स हैं, इनमें बड़ा फ़र्क है. सम जर्नलिस्ट, कुछ एक जो जर्नलिस्ट पत्रकार हैं, दे से दैट इट इज़ द सोर्स ऑफ ट्रूथ एंड इट इज़ एन आर्ट. और ये एक आर्ट है इन इट्स प्रैक्टिस. इट इज़ एन आर्ट. ओके, सो taking interview and giving an interview both are considered an art. Okay, clear? And so many uh, celebrities have a different attitude or aptitude towards so called interview. Okay, clear? Let's read the next line. Others, usually celebrities who see themselves as its victim, might despise the interview as an unwarranted intrusion in their lives or feel that somehow diminishes them. It feel that it somehow diminishes them. Just as in some primitive cultures, it is believed that uh, it is in believed that one takes a photographic portrait of somebody, then one is telling a person's soul. Okay, clear? Students, other celebrities, they usually think they usually see themselves as its victim because because of the questioning they sometimes were made a target or a victim. That's why they despise means hate the interview, and they consider it an unwarranted intrusion. Intrusion means to in an undesired interference in someone's work. Okay, and they feel it somehow uh, somehow it has diminished them. Okay, means after giving the interview, they felt that they have been they felt that they had been diminished from the society, just as uh, just as in primitive cultures, in ancient cultures. Okay, it was believed that if someone takes a photographic portrait of somebody, it was something he was taking his soul away. पुराने कल्चर में अगर किसी की फ़ोटो बना देते थे, पोर्ट्रेट बनाते थे, तो दे थॉट दैट दे हैव सोल्ड, दे हैव यू कैन दे हैव स्टोलन, दे हैव नहीं, दे हैड स्टोलन देयर सोल, उन्होंने उनकी आत्मा चुरा ली हो. तो टेकिंग अ फोटोग्राफ वॉज कंसिडर्ड स्टीलिंग दैट पर्सन सोल. ओके, क्लियर. So question will arise, what do they think, what, yeah, how did they compare giving or taking an interview uh, to that of things presented in the past time, कि past time में जो भी कुछ होता था उसको उन्होंने कैसे exemplify किया. Okay, you need to tell them these lines. Okay, let us read. V.S. Naipaul. Who's V.S. Naipaul? The illustration has been given here. Number one, as known as a cosmopolitan writer. In his travel books and in his documentary works, he presents the impressions of the country of his ancestors, that is India. Okay, he received the Nobel Prizes prize in literature in 2001. So V.S. Naipaul, a foremost Indian writer, feels that some people are wounded by interviews and lose a part of themselves. Okay, if if someone asks you a question, what did V.S. Naipaul feel about interviews, so he he feels that some people are wounded by interviews. Wounded by interviews means they received so much pain, uh, mental suffering after being interviewed. Okay, and even lose a part of themselves, and they sometimes lose a part of their personality after giving the interview. Lewis Carroll, the creator of Alice in Wonderland, was said to have had a just horror of the interviewer, and he never consented to be interviewed. Okay, so uh, the creator of Alice Wonderland, who Lewis Carroll, he once said that he just had a horror of the interview. Okay, once he got a chance to uh, be interviewed. Okay, but after that he never gave his consent to be interviewed again. Okay, clear. Even Carol was afraid of being lionized. Okay, clear. And he never consented to be interviewed. Okay, it it was his horror of being lionized which made him thus repel would be acquaintances, interviewers, and the persistent petitioner for his autograph. And he would afterwards relate the stories of his success in silencing all such people uh, with much satisfaction and amusement. Okay. Let me give you the meaning of the word that is lionized. That means to treat someone, to treat someone as as to treat someone as a celebrity. Okay, as a celebrity. So when we treat someone as celebrity, okay, so it means he is lionized. So here, if we talk about if we talk about Carol, okay, after being interviewed, he was uh, in horror of being treated as a celebrity, okay, which even made him repel. Okay, repel means to withdraw. Okay, so made him away from his acquaintances, his knowns, okay, his kith and kins, okay, and interviewers, okay, and the persistent petitioner, and consistently people will come to him uh, for his autograph, okay, and he would afterward relate the story of his success in silencing all such people with much satisfaction and for their entertainment. So Lewis Carroll basically hate of doing all these things. He did not want to be treated like a celebrity. Okay, and even doing this, he if he got ready to be interviewed or to give interview ahead in his life, he will be away from his acquaintances and others, and then he had to pretend something of having high standard, okay, and for them he had to tell them his success stories to silence all his you can say uh, all his spectators, viewers, and all his fans. Okay, okay. Rudyard Kipling, Rudyard Kipling, uh, a prolific writer who was known as the poet of common soldier. Kipling's Jungle Book, okay, or Mowgli, which is a story of Kimball O'Hara and his adventures in the Himalayas, is considered as a children's classic all over the world. Okay, clear? Clear? So, Rudyard Kipling, the foremost writer, uh, English writer, expressed an even more condemnatory attitude towards the interviewer. Okay, interviewer means a person who is taking the interview. Okay, so he had another criticizing attitude towards the interviewer. Okay, what he said, his wife Caroline writes in her diary for 14th October 1892 that there was a wrecked by two reporters from their day was wrecked by two reporters from Boston. Okay, Caroline, his wife, she one day wrote in her diary under the date 14th October 1892 that their day was spoiled by two reporters from Boston. She reports her husband as saying to the reporters, "Why do I refuse to be interviewed? Because it is immoral." And then she included a fact that when the interview was going on, okay, uh, uh, Rudyard Kipling was saying the interviewer that so he was saying that interview was interview is immoral. Okay, they don't have any ethics. Okay, clear, and that's why he refused to be interviewed. Okay, he considers it a crime, just as much of a crime as offense against my person as an assault. Okay, and just as the merits punishment. Okay, clear. Okay, students. Rudyard Kipling also considered the interviewer condemned the interviewer. He called this exercise immoral, a crime. No respectable person, he said, would ask for it, and much less give it. Okay, but the funny thing that Kipling himself had interviewed him. It was quite means he himself got interviewed many times, है ना? Okay, but he criticized it a lot, calling it immoral and a crime. Okay, students, it is cowardly and vile. Okay, no respectable man would ask it, much less give it. Yet Kipling had himself perpetrated such an assault. Okay, on Mark Twain only a few years before, and he even got a chance, or he even got interviewed by uh, Mark Twain, okay, a few years before. H.G. Wells, H.G. Wells, uh, a novelist, a sci-fi novelist, I would say. So, and he is the writer of The Invisible Man, a novel, okay. So, H.G. Wells is an interview, in an interview, sorry, H.G. Wells, in an interview uh, in 1894, referred to the interviewing ordeal, okay, but was a fairly frequent interviewee, and 40 years later found himself interviewing Joseph, Stalin, Saul Bellow, who have consented to be interviewed on several occasions. Nevertheless, 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 once described interviews as being like thumbprints on his windpipe. Okay, clear? So let me give you the explanation. Um Mark Twain, a few years before, okay, took the interview of Rudyard Kipling. H.G. Wells was unhappy with the game, okay, but he frequently allowed reporters to interview him, okay, and 40 years later, he himself interviewed Stalin, okay. All said and done, is this practice of interviewing big guns has come to stay, okay. Here it gives us vivid impression of our own present day celebrities, okay. Even they consider it as the thumbprint on their windpipe, okay. It is something that can choke even their life, okay. These days, more than any other time of our vivid impressions of our contemporary are through through interviews, okay. Dennis Brain has written, okay. Students, if we talk about uh, interviews more, okay, uh, it is the best way to know about something more about our contemporaries, those who are living in the same era with us, okay. So we can uh, get a good knowledge of their personality, of theirs uh, personalities through interviews. Almost Dennis Brain has written almost everything of moment reaches us through one man making questions of another. Because of this, interviewer holds a position of unprecedented power and influence. Okay, uh, okay, the interviewer commands great power and influence, okay. And Dennis Blair has rightly written that almost everything of the moment is uh, is reached us through a man asking question and another is giving answer, okay. Means interview in its best form is a source of truth and information, okay. Clear? And the interviewer commands great power and influence, okay. Clear, students? So this is the part first of this chapter, okay. Let us discuss something important regarding this part, okay, before ending this video. So students, let us go through the questions and their answers related to this part. What are some of the positive views on interviews? Interviews have become common features of journalism. Several thousand celebrities have been interviewed over the years. An interview is an effective medium of communication. Okay, it gives us a vivid impression of our contemporaries. Okay, the interviewer holds a position of power and influence, and an interview is a source of truth and is an art. So these are the positive views regarding interviews. Move to next questions. uh, why do most celebrity writers despise being interviewed? Most eminent writers hate and avoid the interview. They call it an intrusion into their lives. They feel hurt. Okay, Lewis Carroll never consented to be interviewed. Rudyard Kipling and S.G. Wells, okay, also condemned it. Okay, moreover, interviewees have a fear that they may be exposed answering some odd questions. Okay, students, you can pause this video, okay, and write your answers. Write the answers in your fair notebook. Okay, clear? And also read this chapter by your own and underline the difficult words, and you can ask me. I'll certainly give you their complete explanation. Okay, clear? What is the belief in some primitive cultures about being photographed? So in primitive society, it is believed that one steals a person's soul if one takes a photograph of this. Okay, why do you understand? What do you understand by the expression thumbprints on his windpipe? So, by thumbprints on his windpipe, the interviewee considers an attack uh, on his personal things, on the person. Okay, he thinks that the interviewer has built pressure on him, and he is feeling choked. Okay, clear? Means sometimes they put forth some personal questions with which they do not find themselves comfortable to give answer. Okay, clear? And sometimes their informations are molded. Okay, clear? Next, uh, who is today's world? Who in today's world is our chief source of information about personalities? So interviews have become chief source of information about celebrities today. Okay, we get an account of the personalities of VIPs through interviews. Okay, clear? Interviews are like mirror through which one can keep into the lives of interviewees. Okay, students, these are the questions related to the first part of this chapter. Clear? With this, I'm going to end this video. Okay, in second part, we will discuss something more about this chapter. Till then, stay home, be safe, and be happy. Okay, thanks for watching this video.